Hey, welcome back. I'm Karnak, and this is another Star Wars Armada Explained. Today we're going to look at the Fleet Support Card Slicer Tools. And remember, a Fleet Support card can currently only be equipped to a flotilla vessel, such as the Gazanti or the GR-75. How do you know it's a Fleet Support card? If you look in the bottom left-hand corner of the card, you'll see the Fleet Support symbol. Slicer Tools costs 7 points. Slicer Tools reads, after you execute a maneuver, you may exhaust this card to choose an enemy ship at distance 1 to 3. You may choose a new command on its top command dial. So, how does this card work? Well, let's get out some. I'm going to need some pieces here real quick. So let's see here. You need some command dials. And we're just going to get a few here for that. And then, oh, there is one. Well, I'll get it out in a little bit. But for slicer tools, so it's pretty straightforward for the card. So say you've got your Gazanti here. That guy is going along. We'll say he's going one. He's a bad guy. We're going to mark him up with a little symbol there. He's bad because he's got the little yellow dot on him. So say our Gazanti is like, hey, you activate him. You've done whatever your dial is, or maybe you shot a couple things, and now it's time to move. So now you're going to place down the movement tool and say that your intention is, I don't like what that command that Gazani may have. I think I might want to try to change it because it might be something that could be helping another ship. Maybe it's got a comms net on it, or maybe repair tools or repair crews, excuse me. Maybe it has a squadron command queued up. It's going to activate some squadrons. Whatever it is, you're not wanting to have it. So you maneuver your ship. We'll say my ship is going speed 3 already. So you maneuver your ship. Yeah, we'll do something like that. Sure. So we go ahead and lock in the maneuver tool. And well, that wasn't locking it, but it will still work. Nope, I messed it up already. Hold on. I got this. I swear I played this game. So we're going to lock in the maneuver tool. There we go. And then we move it along the tool, speed 1, speed 2, speed 3. So now it's executed its maneuver. Now is the timing of when you can activate this card, because it's after you execute a maneuver. And you say, hey, I'm going to exhaust this card, and I'm going to choose a ship at distance 1 to 3. So let's check distance. Yep, the ship is distance 1 to 3. How can you tell? Well, distance 1 is this black circle around the ship. Distance 2 is the red. Distance 3 is the orange. So you can see he's clearly within distance 3. Now, to give an example also of range, it doesn't have to be, this close. You could be, for example, this far away. As long as you are just barely nicking the plastic base of the enemy ship you're wanting to slicer, because the range on this card is checked from plastic base to plastic base. It's not an attack, so you wouldn't range from cardboard to cardboard. So that's a distinction that I feel needs clarification, just because some people sometimes get that a little confused. So again, make sure you're ranging from plastic base to plastic base, not cardboard to cardboard. Remember, shield dials don't count, so you couldn't range from this Gazanti shield dial to that Gazanti shield dial. That's not going to work. That's not considered an aspect you can range from. It has to be from the plastic base. So now you've done that. You are now exhausting this card. So in the case of this Gazanti, we're going to go ahead and we're going to flip this dial back over. Oh, I can't because right. Well, in this case, we're going to say that the dial, well, hold on, I can do this. There we go. There we go. So we'll say that the opponent has their dial out out in front of them. You say, hey, I'm going to exhaust the slicer tools on that Gazanti. I want you to now change that dial to a repair command, or maybe to a concentrate fire command. Whatever the command that you want to set. It can be any of the four. Even if it's already, potentially sometimes you'll even pick the same command they already have even. That's fine. The opponent doesn't have to reveal that information to you. But in the case of a real life game, if the opponent wanted to pick it up and has to pick up, he can pick up the dial and hand it to you, because technically you have to set the the command. But for the most part, that's too many extra steps. You usually just tell your opponent, hey, set it to whatever this command is. The opponent would then set it to that command, and then on the next, whenever that chip activates, and then obviously when he reveals the dial, he's going to show obviously the command that you slicered, and that you had set it to. So that is how Slicer Tools works in a nutshell. So you can only do it to one chip at a time. It's after you execute a maneuver. What are some other caveats to this card that I feel should be touched on? So, for example, if this Gazanti had already gone, and let's say he had a concentrate fire command, and he already went and he already moved there, and then you moved up afterward and say, "Hey, I'm going to slice through that Gazanti." Well, you can't set his next dial for his next turn because the ship is only a command 1. He's already revealed his dial. He's already gone. He has no more further command dials that you can reach from because there's no dials left for on that ship. In the case of a command 2 or more ship, if that ship has already gone and has already revealed his top dial and has put it down, so his next round dial is what is exposed and what you can slicer tool. You don't slicer the dial that's already been activated because it's already been picked up off the command stack, utilized, and essentially discarded. So you are then eligible to attack his second round or the next turn dial. Or if he hasn't gone again, you choose whatever is the top dial on the command stack. You can't choose any one you want in there. You can only choose whatever is currently on top. There is one more interaction that is pretty nifty for the Rebels. So for the Rebels on their GR75, they have a specific title, and it's called Quantum Storm. And Quantum Storm, let me get it out here, reads, after you execute a maneuver, you may exhaust this card to execute a speed 1 maneuver with a yaw value of 0. Slicer Tools works with this. So, for example, if this GR75 is going speed 3 and he gets to the end of a speed 3 maneuver, he can either choose to exhaust Slicer Tools then or use Quantum Storm, get that extra speed, essentially going speed 4, and at the end of that movement, he could decide if you wanted to Slicer Tools then. Again, you exhaust Slicer Tools upon use, so he couldn't do a speed 3 maneuver, Slicer Tool, and then do the Quantum Storm and then Slicer again. He can only do one Slicer per activation, essentially. It's at the end of any movement. So that's a neat little interaction there for Rebels. Otherwise, that's Slicer Tools, and any questions, concerns, if I messed anything up, got anything error, please be sure to make a comment below. And again, if there's any minor clarifications, be sure to check the video description. Thanks for watching.